Two essays land on a teacher's desk. Identical. Flawless. One took a student 10 hours. One took a machine 10 seconds. She has 30 more to grade by Friday, and no way to tell which of them were written by anyone at all. Within 2 months of ChatGPT's launch, 9 in 10 college students had already used it on homework. By last year, over 8 in 10 admitted using generative AI during the school year, and much of it on graded work. UK universities caught nearly 7,000 students cheating with AI in a single year, triple the year before. And those are just the ones who got caught. Scotland logged a 700% jump, and some schools stopped counting. So schools bought a machine to catch the machine. AI detectors, sold to 16,000 institutions, promising 99% accuracy. Then researchers tested 14 of them against real writing. Not one cleared 80%, and OpenAI killed its own detector in 5 months. But the misses weren't the scandal. The scandal was who got flagged. Stanford ran detectors on essays by non-native English speakers, and 61% were marked as machine-written. They weren't. A Yale student sued after her exam was flagged. She had never touched AI. Her writing just looked too clean. Even at a 1% error rate, a mid-sized university falsely accuses 80 students every single year. One study examined real accusation cases, and 78% of the accused students turned out to be innocent. And detectors have a blind spot they can never fix. They read text. They cannot read where ideas came from. A student who reads the chatbot's answer, closes the tab, and retypes it in her own words leaves nothing to detect. So schools reached for something older, embarrassingly older. Pen, paper, a locked room, a ticking clock. The blue book, the lined exam booklet your parents used, is suddenly selling out at college bookstores. Berkeley Blue Book sales jumped 80% in a year, Florida 50%, and Wisconsin's bookstore sold out by September. Michigan's Alumni Association handed students more than 8,000 blue books in a single school year. The logic is airtight. No laptop, no chatbot. What lands on the page came from the head in the room. One professor swapped take-home essays for 3-hour handwritten finals. She expected mutiny. Students just wrote. She said the honest, unpolished prose that came back nearly moved her to tears. But the fix has a cost. Timed handwriting rewards fast writers and punishes slow ones, whatever they actually know. And a locked room can't test the thing school exists for, thinking that takes longer than 3 hours. So a smaller group of schools reached even further back, 2,000 years back. Ancient Greeks defended their knowledge out loud in public. Medieval universities examined every student by voice, and Oxford never fully stopped. The Latin name survives, viva voce, with the living voice. The format is disarmingly simple. You submit the essay, then a professor asks you about it, face to face. The machine can write your paper. It cannot sit in the chair and answer the follow-up question. One biology lecturer swapped her written final for a 15-minute oral, and students showed her knowledge no essay had ever revealed. But the living voice has a dead end. Arithmetic. One professor, 15 minutes, times 400 students. It does not scale, which forced a third camp to ask the question everyone had been avoiding. If a machine writes a polished essay in 10 seconds, what was the essay ever actually measuring? Never the pages themselves. The pages were a receipt. The thing being purchased was the thinking. So the newest assessments grade the thinking directly. The outline, the failed drafts, the dead ends. Document version histories now appear as evidence in academic hearings, every edit timestamped. The essay as a fossil record. Some courses now grade the process itself, the questions asked, the sources chased, the argument rebuilt 3 times. Then came the finding that broke everyone's story. Researchers compared cheating rates before and after ChatGPT. Across public, private, and charter schools, 60 to 70% of students cheated on something, both eras, unchanged. AI didn't create the cheaters. It exposed what school had quietly rewarded for a century, the appearance of learning. Look at those two essays again. They're identical because the assignment asked for something a machine could make. The teacher never needed to know which one the machine wrote. She needed to know which student could defend it. And yes, the blue books are real. There's a 10-pack linked in the description, and every purchase supports the show.